to them because when we come to the fight, it is all in the hands of these two teams. Again, everyone, welcome to the WEC 2025. This is the first series of our second day match for the play-ins. They have only one life to go for them to prove themselves to go to the playoff between the team of Uzbekistan versus Mongolia.
Team Uzbekistan will be able to take one more victory, then they will officially end the journey of Team Mongolia here at WEC, something that Team Mongolia is going to try and avoid at all costs. And now we have a confirmation that this is going to be an EXP lane Akai, but they've actually swapped. It's Hinata in the EXP lane when she was previously the goal laner.
Yeah, and then moving on right now, Yasha just pulling off great damage here with Hinata takes down Carry first of all for the first blood. Great job pulling through. That's the shred damage that we want coming in, and somehow the rapid comes through, but that's not a problem with Sognifly to just move away. Mob Psycho 1v1 with Ellis has no problem to just stand on its own, but so far right now, Uzbekistan, Sognifly, a little bit of overextended here. Mighty Swing comes in, but will be able to survive.
We are seeing Hinata getting a 1v1 win against Anu. And this is on the Lapu Lapu that she popped off with last game as well. This Akai EXP already working out quite well, and a very interesting lane swap as well. Not something you would see very often. But we are seeing a lot of teams just underestimate the level 1 power spike of Kimi. You would think, yes, I am a Baxia, I should be able to tank a lot of things, especially with my teammates backing me up. But I think there was a failure of communication to let them know that Hinata is going to be joining that fight. And that really does swing things around.
Things around indeed with Nika just trying to overlook every single movement that is coming along by Uzbekistan. The first turtle is going to actually be contested by Uzbekistan with Nika trying to find a way whether or not she wants to actually take out or try to actually avoid or maybe intrude the equation that was done by Uzbekistan. But it seems that all of the players of Team Mongolia are just focusing on the bottom lane. It gives an opportunity for Uzbekistan to infiltrate their own buff. And now, moving along, Yasha with just a basic attack to just shoo away Nika immediately. And now coming in with the Quark Shadow, seems that it's going to be Zulana to be taken out by Slowly.
Yeah, we can definitely see Team Uzbekistan feeling a lot more comfortable now. Even a flicker forced out from Nika, but now the Kimi in some trouble. AOG comes in, the Saver though, and the Revitalize. Kairi not going to be able to survive. Actually, is going to be able to survive that. Wait, just
what?
barely.
Wait. Oh, that was a bigger mistake. I don't think that Mob Psycho realized it, how the movement of Kairi, but at the same time right here, Anu will not be able to do anything.
So far, Team Uzbekistan still doing a great job with their rotations. This Akai actually making a big difference, being able to hit level 4 earlier than usual since she is in the EXP lane. Means that it's harder for Mongolia to walk up. They're still not too far behind in terms of gold right now. And once we hit 5 minutes, it's going to be kind of hard to fight into them since this Farsa will start hitting really hard.
The fact that Urgent Rapid being put out by Nika, gonna do an airborne there, but Elise will be able to survive it out. Such great positioning coming out from Mongolia. They know for a fact they want to do some damage here to Uzbekistan, but still not enough.
Yeah, if that wall was just a little bit closer, they could have guaranteed a kill. But now they're engaging onto Anu up top.
Going in for the shadow kill. Anu just a little bit more, goes in for the shuriken, and straight away Anu will be taking out another 1 kill in the hands of Uzbekistan, making it 4.
I'm liking the movements of Slowly so far. They can see that there was a gank down bottom, so they instantly go for the top lane instead. And they're well aware that Anu on this Lapu Lapu was actually a bit of a problem in the last game. So if they can already stifle her progress in the earlier stages, it's less of a worry to think about. It also unlocks Hinata from the lane and allows Yasha to get an extra bit of farm.
Now the turtle is going to come in, but the Feather Strike comes through, but did manage to take down Yasha immediately with the last hit from Carry. But at the same time here, turtle is open. They're trying to actually go in for the dance. Mongolia comes in to join the party. Sognifly trying to make sure they're zone in. Can they actually make it through? Comes through with the bravest fighter. Does manage to take down the turtle in the hands of Slowly, but now comes in with a mighty swing with a tectonic touch, but doesn't manage to actually go in for the follow-up. And now they manage to scur away without any casualty.
That still ends up being kind of a win for Uzbekistan there. They lost Yasha up top, unfortunately, but it's still not that big a deal since there's not a lot of information that she could have used to avoid that situation in the first place. Instead, by taking the turtle and then avoiding the team fight, they made the correct choice there to allow themselves to slowly pull up goal.
Lovely movement, dive composition coming in from Slowly. Goes in for the Quark Shadow as well as with the Shadow kill. Now Zulana just takes out from the portion.
Her name may be slowly, but she's definitely not moving that way
Yeah.
across the map right now. Hayabusa looks to be a comfort pick here for the side of Uzbekistan, and having heroes like the Farsa on the opposite side who are particularly vulnerable to the Ogi Shadow Kill is allowing her to really build up these stacks. I don't think you have a Sky Piercer yet on the Hayabusa, so that is one thing that Team Mongolia can feel a little bit happy about. But you're gonna need to play this a little bit more slowly. Look for the better team fights.
Feather Airstrike opened out, tectonic charge straight away, gates down, so they fly immediately, but that's just gonna be one win at least in the hands of Mongolia.
I mean, one win is still better than nothing. Sogdifly definitely went too far with that push out, not really respecting the possibility of the Earthen Rampart, and even after the Feathered Airstrike has already been used.
And even so, with the Shadow Kill comes through, it's not going to be enough to take down Anu. With Hina, Hina will be almost taken down by the Eastern Rapid, but Heavy Spin had to pull away for the survival.
Okay, there we go. Starting to see some slightly more solid rotations from Team Mongolia now, and that has made the difference. Goal lead still in favor of Uzbekistan, but it's not a very big difference. And both sides do have pretty solid scaling into the late game. We are now reaching a very fragile point in the game. Next turtle up in about 10 seconds. Whoever wins out this next exchange is going to have a very solid advantage up until the 10-minute mark.
The fact that right now, the economy-wise, is not as big as deal right here between the team of Mongolia and Uzbekistan. Setting up will be done right here as Nika overlooking every single grass. Make sure that there will be no surprise attack. Doing a little bit of swing here with Hinata, but then again, Crash and Pulse comes through from Yasha. Now gonna push into the side of Carry. Carry trying to be burned to the ground, but Feather side has been opened. Takes the turtle in the hands of Slowy, but now the zoning that was done gives an opportunity to Uzbekistan.
Yeah, the positioning from Team Mongolia was greedy, and because of that, it was a bit too scattered. They were attempting to attack from multiple angles at once, but Team Uzbekistan knew they only needed to focus on one target, which is Kairi on this Baxia. As long as they can keep the jungler away, they can get the turtle for free, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, right now, slowly trying to make sure that she'll be able to actually have a really good split push, making sure that they can divide every single attention by the team of Mongolia. Somehow, slowly goes for the shadow kills. Can he get it carry? A little bit of extension there, but with the Feather X-Side, it doesn't get anything. It's just pretty much a little bit of picking and poking from slowly.
Dulana has not been allowed to maximize the usage of this Feathered Airstrike for the entire game. Every time it has been popped, it has been a reaction to Team Uzbekistan rather than some kind of set-up play from Mongolia. And they have a Grok. They should be able to get these big team fights along with the Farsa. It's just that their movements across the map are not quick enough. Having Anu disabled right from the very beginning and Hinata roaming free means that Mongolia just doesn't have enough map control to take things on their own terms.
The fact that 3 turtles already in the hands of Uzbekistan, a lot of the economy-wise definitely goes out to them as the advantage. And Team Mongolia, they're moving around, following the flow of Uzbekistan. It's not a good move. Now, Mighty Swing comes in, trying to actually pull or push Hinata away. Doesn't do much of the damage, and they're trying to figure out who to actually burst down or break first so that they can have the opening.
Right now, Uzbekistan holding on to a 2K lead. We are 8.5 minutes in, so this goal difference doesn't actually make that big of an impact. And Mob Psycho has still actually been free farming the entire time. 0 deaths so far on this Granger, but also 0 Sky Piercer stacks. If Mongolia can keep this momentum up, they do still have a chance of turning things around the longer the game goes. But it's going to be a lot more difficult since compared to last time, there is no clear team with an early game power spike.
They're going to go in all out for the backline first. Carry was spotted out by Hinata, but then Urgent Rampage coming in, and with the Feather X-Strike comes in. Shadow kills, try to push in. Zulana had to be cancelled out, but Yasha takes an Anu immediately, giving it an opening for 1 kill in the hands of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, the one issue with going for the Grok Lapu Lapu final 2 picks from Team Mongolia is that although they're really good in teamfight situation, they don't really have anyone who can be dedicated to stopping the advent of slowly on the Hayabusa, which means that every time a teamfight starts, especially when the Feathered Airstrike is popped down, the Ogi Shadow Kill just comes out. Even if it doesn't get the kill, it cancels out Mongolia's main DPS at this stage of the game and can even zone out Mob Psycho.
And takes down Zulana indeed by slowly, and now pushing on with the Tectonic, trying to actually go in for the Mighty Swing. Doesn't get anyone just yet, but at the same time, Anu's Heaven trying to actually shoo away with Mob Psycho, just trying to span out all the skills, all the attacks to the side of Uzbekistan. It's not doing much favor, as still Uzbekistan having a lot of rage themselves.
Mongolia needs to stay together in order to make team fights happen, but their catch is not quick enough to punish the mobility coming out of Uzbekistan. Oh, here comes the tech dart.
Tectonic charge, mighty swing comes in, Yasha flickers away. But at the same time, Hinata will go in for the heavy spin to survive it out.
Hinata slightly messed up the heavy spin there, actually ended up pushing Nika out of position to allow her to flicker to safety. But it still ends up being a pretty okay trade. The Lord will be able to pick off the top tier 2, they're able to get the mid tier 1, even the bottom wave is pushing. Uzbekistan's macro control is actually really solid based on these 2 games.
The fact that Uzbekistan, we talked about how they had lost 2 of their games on their group stage. This is a better positioning, a better performance coming in. Shadow Kill comes in right here, just a little bit more. Try to go in for the bravest fighter, but didn't manage to hit the landing and at least survive it out.
Yeah, Anu got lucky there that it ended up spreading to the minion wave. A wall comes out, it's a good one, but there's no tech charge because it was already used earlier.
Better side is open, try to actually burst down the Uzbekistan, try to shoo away them to make sure that they don't come in clogged. But at the same time here, Curry trying to actually pull out all stuns to make sure that they survive it out. But Saltify looking for a way out, trying to push away with the Thorn as well. But now comes in with the Tectonic charge, gets 2 players. Now it's going to be Elias who will be taken out by Anu first of all. Hevizin to be surviving out, had to pull away. Now Uzbekistan making a little bit of slight mistake.
Yeah, that is definitely a mistake from Uzbekistan there. They thought they were safe, but they...
Is that a good... Oh, that was not a good positioning, even though we're slowly trying to pull in our 2 lifeline will be taken out by Mob Psycho.
It was a small mistake. Now it's a huge mistake. Mob Psycho had no kills before this, and now she suddenly got 2 shutdowns and Sky Piercer stacks because slowly tried to go for the greedy Ogi Shadow Kill play. Losing out on Ellis wasn't too bad of an issue, but losing out on the 4 kill streak and feeding it into the Granger, who so far is still not died once this game, is actually the precise ticket that Mongolia needed to put themselves back into this game.
You gotta step back just a little bit. Getting too confident can actually cost you your life. And Carry is spotted out. Traction Falls been put out right here, trying to survive it out. Elias getting all out. Fred Airside has been open. Something doing it all to all the teams of the team of Uzbekistan. Even though they did manage to actually trap it, in the end, Team Mongolia comes through.
At this point, I am pretty sure that Kairi already has that blade armor. You could see that Yasha was basically killing herself based on the damage on that Baxia. And even after all the time spent wailing on her, they weren't able to take Kairi down. With Mob Psycho now actually starting to scale up, Uzbekistan's lead is slowly dwindling away. They still have good macro play, their scaling is still in place, but Ellis needs to lock in. This Iritel hasn't been able to really position herself in the best places so far.
But it has been put out, Traction Falls to carry. Yasha doing as much damage, but it's just going to be sheltering out with Soctify will be the one to be taken out by Mob Psycho first of all. 1 player down, now 4 players to go. But at the same time, Alice is just going to do a little bit of split push right there at the top all by herself. She's opening the door. Anu comes in, gonna actually deny it off, but the turret has already been dropped.
That's excellently played, and Team Mongolia are now hesitant to actually contest the Lord. Even though they could have committed to it after sending Anu back, they've given up the control to Uzbekistan.
Heavy spin comes in from Hinata, trying to actually make sure locked it to the wall of that area, and now pushing in. River Spider comes in for the air strike, but it's gonna be Yasha to take down Anu 7, and now it might be an open Lord for the hands of Uzbekistan.
Team Mongolia is a bit too hesitant. They're not willing to take risks, and that in itself is punishing their movements across the map. They could have sent the Lapu home and then just continued controlling the Lord Pit, but they walked backwards just in case Anu wasn't able to do it. Not having that faith in your teammate to get the 1v1 is what ultimately cost them that objective, and now Uzbekistan have been able to regain some of their lost ground.
Now, this is going to be the Lord that can change things around for Team Uzbekistan. Mongolia, however, they gotta make a change here for their own defense. Russian Pulse been put out. Kairi, again, one of the targets in the hands of Yasha, looking for a way for them to go out from the front line so that they can actually pull through. But somehow, Team Mongolia, they're sticking together like glue, making sure that Uzbekistan does not crush their formation.
Mongolia should be able to hold on fairly alright. Again, an artillery composition on the side of Team Mongolia means that their base defense is going to be pretty solid actually. As long as Mob Psycho and Zulana keep themselves safe, they should be able to clear up minion waves quite well, but it is very synced up.
Ooh, Elise almost caught off with the feather extract, but now Lord comes in, Still being defended by the Mongolia. Treasure falls pulled out, but there's not going to be any follow-up comes in for the Uzbekistan, as well as now they're just overlooking from the side.
This is power, having multiple backline DPSs. They can clear waves very quickly. And oh, that was a mistake from Nika, not able to hit the tech charge. But they won't get too punished from it. The minion waves are being very efficiently cleared out by Mob Psycho.
The fact that Team Mongolia still have a really good defense coming in, but at the same time, River Spider comes through, and now they're trying to pull in. Aerial Airport will be put out for the defense, and with the Feather Airport, had to pull away from that situation.
Good poke, good defense, but also good consistent pressure from Uzbekistan.
Slowly comes in with a shadow kill, takes down Solana, the one who makes the great DPS come through, and now at the same time, Hinata comes in with a heavy speed, locks it to the wall, and they will be able to push her to the side to make sure the carry will be taken out. Now two frontliners is out for the backs, and now they go in for the AOG. Nika in trouble, had to pull in, but at the same time, Anu surviving all by herself, will be able to be taken out by Yasha. Two players still surviving out, but this is going to be a crystal. Yasha just burning to the ground, comes through with a core shadow, but it was really the crystal in the hands of Uzbekistan.
A beautiful game played by Team Uzbekistan here. They'll keep themselves in the competition and move on from the play-ins. Game 1 was a battle of which